everybody, I'm Laurencia, and you're watching a new episode of See the Good, the Memphis-based platform where we highlight nothing but positive Black news. Today, we're sitting down with one of Memphis's best hip-hop dancers, Takira Norman. How are you today?
I'm doing good today, actually.
Thank you so much for coming. I'm excited to have you and talk to you about your journey as a dancer. So before we jump into the questions, we're going to do a little icebreaker, get to know each other a little bit. So I'm going to have you reach in here and pick out one of these. Oh, she went to the bottom. She said, yeah. Okay, read it and tell me what it says.
It says this or that.
Okay, so I'm going to give you some options to choose from. You tell me which one you prefer and why.
Okay.
Okay. Thanksgiving or Christmas?
Christmas.
Why?
I just like giving and I love
Receiving stuff.
That's,
I feel it. Family time as well. Okay. I don't know how old you are, so see which one you pick, Tupac or Biggie.
Tupac.
Why?
I'm young, so I don't know much about Biggie like that, and I just know more about Tupac.
That's kind of how I am. You should watch his movie though. I like Biggie's biopic better than I like Tupac's, but pretty cool people. Okay, greens or cabbage?
Cabbage.
Why? I like cabbage, but
I don't know. I like both. Either one, but either one is good. I be putting hot sauce on it.
Same. I love me some greens. I ain't never had a bowl of greens that I didn't like. And last one, jazz or blues?
Blues. I pick blues because right now, well, I grew up kind of like being around my grandma a lot, so that's all she listens to.
Yep. Last $2, Johnny Taylor, all those things. I dig it. I definitely would say blues too, but I feel like, I don't know, jazz kind of like, it can make me sleepy a little bit, which isn't a bad thing, but if I had to pick what I'm listening to, I got way more blues in my phone than I have jazz. So
really? Yeah. Okay.
I'm not gonna say I'm like the hugest fan, but I love me some blues music. Something about it. Just give me that Mississippi vibe. So, we'll go ahead and jump into the questions. You can go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Okay. First, my name is Takira. I am 19 years old and I love to dance.
Period. So that sums it up. So, did you grow up in the city of Memphis?
Technically, no. I moved to Mississippi when I was about maybe 5 or 6, but I was back and forth in Memphis for dance. As far as majorette was my first style of dance, so I was coming here like, cause my team was in Memphis, so I was coming here like every week. So,
what part of Mississippi?
I was in Senatobia.
Oh, okay. Every time somebody asks me where I'm from, I don't know what to say because I was born in Memphis, but like you said, like going back and forth all the time. Even my siblings, when I ask them where they from, they be like Memphis-sippy. And I know a lot of people that say Memphis-sippy because it's like, yes.
No, I never heard it.
I know a few people that say they from Memphis-sippy because I stayed in North Mississippi, so by Hill Holly Springs area, and it's literally the tip of the sip. So every job I've had has been in Tennessee. I went to school in Tennessee for a long time while I was still living in Mississippi. So like you said, it was just a lot of back and forth. I feel like there's a lot of cultural differences, but it's pretty much all the same. So I never know what to say either. So speaking of just Memphis dancing, obviously watching your social media, there's a lot of juking involved or whatever. So is there another way you kind of incorporate the style of Memphis into your dancing that you think?
You talking about like instead of just juking? No, I kind of like mix things up. Like, say if I freestyle or something, I know how to do majorette. I know how to jug. I know how to do like hard hip hop. So, I kind of mix it up.
A little bit of everything. And what would you say, because I feel like, obviously, I don't know anything other than the South. Obviously, that's where I've been my entire life. But I feel like different cities and regions have different type of like dance techniques or whatever. So how would you like compare and contrast Memphis dancing versus dancing from like other parts of the country if you could?
That's a good question. I really don't know. I just know Memphis is very like, it's a jigging type of, and everybody else is jazzy maybe.
Hard hitting, like in your face. Yeah. So I wanted to ask you because I saw your little decal. Are you in school?
I was in school.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I was going to University of Memphis, and I recently dropped out of school
Mm-hmm.
because I felt like it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And I wanted to pursue my passion in dance more, and I feel like school was kind of holding me back.
Slowing you down a little bit. Was it like hard to balance both?
To me it was.
Mm-hmm.
To me it was. Yeah.
I feel you. Would you what were you majoring in?
In business administration.
Okay, yeah, I know a lot of people that do that. But yeah, it's definitely not for everybody. I did go to the University of Memphis, and I was asking because I didn't really feel like I had much of a college experience because of COVID and all the stuff like that. Everything just slowed me down a whole lot. But it's really good that you have like realized that you want to put your passion first. So how did you start dancing? Where did that even come from?
My mom actually, she was a dancer.
Mm-hmm.
She used to dance for a long time. I used to watch her, and I started dancing when I was like 3, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like I was born to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So it just came about like that.
Yeah. Was it like, did you just start doing it and then your mom was like, hold up, she got a little something in her, and then put you in like a organization, or did you start out doing something at school?
How did I start? Well, no. First, I started out with majorette, and my cousins, they were on a team, and when I used to dance, I used to be like, Mom, I want to be on a team with my cousins. So then she put me on majorette, and that's how I got started with actually taking dancing serious. But I know before majorette, I used to always do little jigging at the house, and she used to record YouTube videos of me, and I used to model too, because she used to be a model, so I took after that. So I used to do like jigging videos, modeling videos. She used to post everything on YouTube. And then I finally took it serious.
You're like her little mini-me. Yeah. Like really just walking in her footsteps. So aside from her, was there any like other dancers or choreographers maybe like in the industry that you kind of looked up to?
When I was younger or like now?
Either or.
No, I always known about majorette when I was younger, but once I grew older, I started to look up to different dancers, like Ladia Yates. I was on her team. It's a hip hop team. That's how I got into juking and hip hop. So I started watching her, and then my dad was like, "You should join the team." So I got on that team, and then
the rest is history. I was actually going to ask you about Ladia. What was it like just dancing under her? Because she's doing her thing. I see her. She's kind of worldwide with it. So what was it like having her being your instructor?
I could say it was really fun. Like, I learned so many new things. She pushed me to my best ability. I could say that. As far as battling, battling is when you know, jukers or like dancers, they battle each other and you win. So she used to push me to do that because I used to be so scared to get out there. So I could say she like kind of boost my confidence a little bit.
Yeah, boost your ego a little bit.
Yeah.
So your main genre is hip hop, but do you think there's any other like genres that you might eventually want to tap into or try, or you just like, this my lane, I'm sticking to it?
Probably jazz. I feel like I could do that, but I haven't took any type of jazz classes yet, or like, you know, any other type of dance styles yet. But right now, it's just really hip hop and juking.
And it's never too late. I feel like I see a lot of people like, it's kind of been like a topic like on social media, like how old is too old to start doing something. I feel like you're never too old to start doing anything. So definitely, if it's something that you're looking forward to or want to try dabble at, I think you can do it. And as far as dance and all, have you ever choreographed something?
Yes, I choreograph all the time, whether it's at home or I go to the studio and do a little, you know. So, yeah, I've choreographed a lot of things.
Is that something that you would want to do in the future?
Yes, I would
other
love
people?
to do that. Yeah.
That's cool. And aside from, like, dancing, like, the skill, what other characteristics do you have to have? Like, having tough skin, like, being very ambitious. What are some, like, characteristics that a dancer needs aside from just being able to physically do the steps?
I feel like you have to be humble too, because like trying out for different things, it can humble you, because you can go in there thinking you the best dancer, and they be like, oh, we don't want you. You know. So I feel like being humble is a
major key.
Yeah.
And when you dance, what is like, if I'm watching you dance, how do you want me to interpret that? Like, what do you want people to think about when they see you dancing?
if I'm dancing, I think like I want you to feel me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want you to feel like, oh, I want to do that. Like when
Yeah.
I'm dancing. So, cause I've heard that a lot when I'm dancing. People be like, oh, I felt that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, you
that
ate
sounds good.
that?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like
People
that.
in the crowd hyping you up. I bet that's like an amazing
Yes, I
feeling.
love that.
Yeah. And I also want to talk about like, cause I used to cheer and I used to be on like the dance team in like elementary, middle school. And I remember when like the TV show Bring It came out, and then there
Yeah.
was also Dance Moms. Have you watched either one of those before?
I used to watch Bring It, and fun fact, I actually was on that show when I was like, I was really
Really?
young. I was probably like 7 or 8, and
Really?
I was on a majorette team, and then we battled their baby girls.
Wow. I did not do enough research then. I did not know that you were
It's so
on
old, like
there.
nobody know about it, but it's on YouTube.
That is crazy because I was just gonna ask you like the depiction of it, because I feel like I've watched movies about journalists and I've been like, that's so far off, like that's not how it really is. So I guess since you were on it, then it must be true, like how they're showing it on television is what it's really like being in that environment.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And then what other things do you have to deal with, like as far as keeping yourself in shape, nutrition, mental illness? What do you have to go through to keep yourself up in all different areas as a dancer?
For me, I work at night too, so I always fit the gym in my schedule.
Yeah.
I go like at 4 in the morning.
Wow.
And stay for an hour, just so I can, stay fit. Cause if you don't stay fit or work out or do anything, you can have an audition tomorrow and you get there, you'll run out of breath. So I try to, keep that up, my stamina, my breathing, and mental health. I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel like a lot of people don't really have like, and I feel like that's good because you don't really have mental health issues and you're still pursuing your passion. I feel like a lot of people, even when they're starting a business or they're trying to go after a dream that they've always had, it can be very hard on their mental. But you're young, so it's good that, you're on the right path in every single aspect. Now I want to talk about the Grizz girls.
Okay.
What was the tryout process like? Because I always imagine, I don't know if you've ever heard of the show Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, like making the team. I don't know why, I always thought I was going to be a little Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, don't know nothing about football. But what was the tryout process like? Was it anything like that or what?
Oh, absolutely not. That was like, their tryouts are way different from the Memphis Grizzlies. I feel like the Memphis Grizzlies, they're not like, I feel like the Cowboys what's the team?
Yes, the Dallas Cowboys.
You had to have that body. You had to have so many different things to make that team. But for Grizzlies, they kind of take you for who you are.
Yeah.
As long as you're clean with your movements, you have your own like style. Like I know the coach, she loves like people, they have their own style and she takes bits and pieces from different people. But the tryouts, it was really fun. It felt like I was auditioning for like, it was, I don't know, it was fun. Like it felt like I wasn't that nervous as I would have been if I was trying out for another team.
Yeah.
But it was very smooth and it went good. Like, yeah.
What was the experience like? Like, is it what you expected, just being on the team?
It was fun. I could say that. I expected a lot more from it. But I can say, like, doing that 1 year, because I only did it for 1 year.
Yeah.
It was really a good experience and, something to add to my resume.
Yeah. What more were you expecting or what more did you want out of it?
I feel like I didn't grow as much as I would have if I was on, like, another team.
Yeah.
Like, it was really, like, it felt like I was on a hip-hop team, basically.
Yeah.
Like, something I already knew.
Okay. So you wanted to kind of branch out and try different types of techniques and things like that.
Yeah.
I talked to somebody, because I work for the team too in the communications department. I don't know what her name was, real nice girl. And I asked her like what the requirements were, and she told me that you had to like either have a job or be in school or something like that. What was that just because they wanted to make sure you were doing something else or?
I don't know, but I know when I was a Grizz girl, I was going to University of Memphis.
Okay. What would you say is like your most memorable moment from being on the team if you had to remember one?
I would say getting to know the fans, like personally, like outside of being a Grizz girl, they would know me outside, and that's kind of fun. Like you really notice me, so I feel like that was fun, and interacting with the kids out there, and just pumping up the crowd when it's pump up time. I love that. That was really fun.
It's a really fun environment, I will say that. And the Grizz girls really do impact the game a lot, probably more than y'all like realize. So that's really cool. It's really cool to see y'all like around there like functioning. Do you still talk to any of the former girls?
Yes, I do. We actually just went out probably like 2 weeks ago. So sometimes we text. All of us have busy lives. They're doctors and things. So it's hard to get us all together at one time. But yeah, we still communicate and we still go out sometimes.
Do you think that you would ever join again or dance for another sports team?
I don't know right now, but as far as dancing for another NBA team, I don't think I want to do that.
Really?
I don't think,
why not?
Yeah, because I'm more into like doing the industry dancing, like as far as dancing for artists and stuff. So that's what I'm looking towards.
Okay. Speaking of dancing into artists, you kind of just segued right into there because you're dancing with Big Boogie, right?
Yeah.
So explain to me how that started and what that experience has been like.
Okay, so I tried out for Big Boogie. When was that? I can't remember when that was, but they had trials and I did that and I made it. But let me go back.
Yeah.
So I met him when I was 14 years old at a barbershop with my dad. And my dad was like, "Oh, my daughter, Juke, she dance. You need to book her, da da da." He was like, "Let me see something." And this was way before he was famous. Like, he wasn't having all that jewelry and stuff on. He had on regular clothes.
Yeah.
But he was famous to me because, his music was starting to pop. So I juked for him. He was like, "Oh, you lit." And, he texted me. He was like, "I need to book you," but it never happened.
Yeah.
And then for a long down the time, it was an audition. Somebody posted, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's Big Boogie." So I got there. I tried out. I would say this: I didn't make it the first time, and I got a call, and they were like, "You're going to be a backup."
Okay.
So it was another girl that made it, and they was like, "You're going to be a backup just in case the dancer can't, they come to practice late."
Yeah.
Because, they don't play that when it comes to dance. Like, you're late.
Yeah.
So I was coming for backup. I came to practice, and then somebody ended up getting cut, and I got it. And then all of a sudden, I became Big Boogie dancer.
Oh, that's cool. That's a cool little story. So did he end up recognizing you from the barbershop incident afterwards, after you actually made the team? Did he remember?
Yeah, after I posted it, because I made the team, and then I made a post. I was like 14. I was 14, and then it went viral. It had like 3 million views.
Wow.
And it was like, I met him when I was 14, and now I dance for him at 19 years old.
Oh, that's so cute. Yeah. And so just dancing for a rapper, what do you think are like some of the common misconceptions that people would have for somebody that does that? Because for me, I feel like a lot of people think that journalists are like messy. I'm not messy. I think that it's because the current state of like entertainment journalism, like you have a lot of blogs that kind of do deal with mess and tea and stuff like that. So I think a lot of people associate that with people when they hear journalists. But when somebody hears like dancer for a rapper, what do you think they think of?
Oh my goodness. I had so much. I can say I got pretty tough skin because when I posted that I danced for a rapper, they always think you mess with that rapper.
Yeah.
Just like Chris Brown, and it's a girl, I forget what is
she
her
got
name? Taylor.
A short haircut.
Yes, her name is Taylor. They
she be
think
doing
they are like a thing because they have so much chemistry on stage. I'm like, no, it's just how we have to do, like, to entertain y'all. So I say a lot of them believe what they want to believe.
Yeah.
They think that, you talk to the artist or you have something going on. No, you're just a good dancer, and that artist want to, put you out there.
It's literally just a job. I don't know why people try to even with the oh my God, even with the like the Usher thing with Usher and like Keke Palmer or with Usher and Alicia Keys, they like, oh, he don't got no man. It is they're on stage.
It's just for entertainment.
That's all.
Yeah.
People are weird. So what is it like? So you go on tours with him to different shows?
Yeah, different shows, tours. He had a birthday bash. He have us. It depends, like, if he want dancers or not. This won't be, come out.
So let's say, well, where are some places that y'all have gone?
Ooh, we've been a lot of places. Detroit, I know we always have shows in Atlanta, of course. He stays down there. It was so many places. I can't even remember.
Off the top of your
I can't
head.
remember off the top of my head. But those are like Detroit. I remember that was a lit show. I can say that. And St. Louis, that was a lit show too.
So let's say it's the day of a show. Walk me through like what your daily routine is like for you to prep and get ready to go on stage with him.
Okay, so we get to the arena, we roll our bags in, go through security. I feel like that's the longest part because they like checking your bags and stuff. They got more serious about that now ever since, an incident happened at FedEx Forum. So they checking our bags. We go in, we get to our room, put our stuff down. We go look at the stage, how it's set up, get the feeling of it, go through the dances to make sure we know when we run up the stage or go down. I feel like that's kind of, because sometimes the stage be different.
Yeah.
So you have to adjust to the stage and it just be like, ooh, we had to change some things up because sometimes we run up on that part and sometimes we got to run down on this part. So I feel like that was the hardest part. I was kind of nervous about that. And then after that, we go back to our room, we do our makeup, and then put on our uniform, and then that's when Boogie pulls up and all his guys come in with the music blasting.
Oh,
and then
turning y'all up.
Just be there, and it be lit. And then it be time for us to go on stage. We all grouped up. We walk to the stage, and then they call him out, and then that's how that go.
Wow, that seems like so much fun.
It's like a movie. Like when you out there, it's like when you behind stage, you looking at all these people out there with their lights out. And it's like literally like a movie. Like
that's crazy. How many of y'all is it?
It's 4 of us.
Okay. What is it like working with Big Boogie? I've never really been associated with anybody that's like in the industry, but you get to pretty much be around him. I mean, not obviously like 24/7, but he's kind of like your boss in a way. So what is it like, what is he like? Because judging by social media, he seems like a really funny, like goofy person, but what is he like from your personal experience?
He is really funny. I can say that. He's a person that you would love to be around. He's very genuine and he helps a lot of people. Like he will put you on, like you get close with him. He's very loyal to his people and everything. Like I really love that. And dancing for him, I could say he acknowledges dancers. Like some artists don't acknowledge their dancers. Like he had an interview I seen on YouTube and he was like, "Oh, those my dancers forever. I'm gonna call them every time. Every time. I don't want nobody else with them. Aww. They can dance for anybody else, but I'm gonna call them." So
that's so
like he's very loyal in a way and acknowledges a lot.
So are there any moments that just like stick out to you that are like your favorite moments aside from obviously dancing at the shows? Are there any like behind the scenes things that might have happened or gone on that you were just like, oh, I'm never gonna forget that this happened?
No. I could say being in a room full of different artists, like so we be in our room with Big Boogie and other artists. Like what's the dude from BMF?
Which one? Lil Meech or?
Yes, he came in there, and it was Moneybagg Yo came in there, and then more artists was coming there. I'm just like, ain't no way I'm in this room with all these people like that. So I feel like that was kind of like,
stick out, It's definitely will have you starstruck for real. Right. But I also wanted to know if you had, even though Big Boogie ain't gonna get you, if you say you wanna dance with somebody else, is there anybody another celebrity that you would love to go on tour with or dance for?
Yes, it's a lot of artists, but I feel like SZA, I would really love to dance for her or Summer Walker. But if it was like I had to choose like somebody I really want to dance with, I feel like this is every dancer dream. Of course, Chris Brown.
Yeah,
like, of course.
Yeah. You kind of look like SZA to me.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Do people say that a lot?
Especially when I got my makeup done. People say that.
You do. You favor her a little bit. But yeah, Chris Brown. I've seen videos of him obviously on stage, but I've also seen videos, I guess, like dance studios in LA. He'll go there and like have people do the choreography like in front of him or whatever. So that seems like pretty cool. And he can dance as well.
Yes.
So it'll be kind of like the energy will be there because you're doing it with somebody who knows how to do it too.
Right.
Okay, so I want to transition into just talking about your relationship with God and faith because I stalked your Facebook. I went down there. And so you do have a few social media posts where you talk about God and having faith in him. So what is your faith like? And is it something that you grew up with? Because I know a lot of people, they don't grow up in the church. They find a relationship with God after like they're older or whatever. Because some people feel like going to church, if you're forced to do it, then like you kind of have less of a relationship.
Yeah.
So is that something that you've just always had, or did you like step into your faith later in your life?
I'll say later in my life, but my grandma, before she passed, I always went to church with her.
Yeah.
And she passed away when I was really young, so I went to church with her when I was really young.
Yeah.
And you know, when you're young, you really don't
You're just there.
understand things. So as I got older, I could say I started to pay attention more, but I wasn't going to church like that.
Yeah.
Like, I was one of those, like, Mom, I'm sleepy. I don't want to go.
Yeah.
And she used to be like, okay, you're going to go next week, though. So
Yeah.
it was like, sometimes I went, sometimes I didn't. But I can say now I'm trying to get closer, but I believe in God.
Yeah.
I pray. I go to church. I just joined a new church.
Okay.
Actually, my uncle is the pastor.
Oh, cool.
So I just joined his church because, you know, I wasn't staying in Memphis at first.
Yeah.
So I joined his church, and I go there sometimes, not a lot like I'm supposed to, not every Sunday, but I try to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. I was going to say, when you said you used to say you would sleep, I used to get whoopings for that. I'll never forget. I used to get whoopings. I used to get whoopings for not wanting to go to church, but
I know
no.
that's bad. But my mom wasn't that, you know, she's kinda soft. So she wasn't that hard.
Girl,
like, girl, you finna get up. But sometimes she would make me get up.
Yeah.
But sometimes she'll be lenient and be like, okay.
At the end of the day, you were a child,
Yeah.
but you'll be fine. My granddad is actually a pastor. Used to go to church with my grandma, like you said, before she passed away. But you definitely learn as you get older. I feel like everybody goes through like certain moments in their life when they're like, okay, I need him. So I wanted to ask, have there been any moments where you felt like you weren't hearing God, or God wasn't hearing you, or you just felt like really challenged and stressed and you just needed to call on him?
I could say the time when I was really calling on God was when I was in college. Oh my goodness. Like, I feel like college is stressful.
Yeah.
It's so stressful when you wanted to do something, like you got a passion for something and you really can't do that because you're trying to focus on school, and school not something you really want to do.
Yeah.
So I'm just praying, like, God, just guide me, please. Like tell me if this, am I taking the right path, or should I, you know, what should I do? So that was the hardest part, yeah.
I'm really big on signs as well. Like, if I'm thinking about something, I don't really say it out loud, and then something happens to make me like, oh, okay, like, you can't even, it was definitely him. So it's all about just forging that relationship with him, and he's gonna, like, answer everything that you have. So as far as dancing, has there been any dance challenges with you being a dancer that you felt like you just had to call on him real quick?
I could say I always pray that, like, if I'm having an audition or something coming, I always pray over that. I don't know. No, not really. Not as far as dancing. I just be praying that I grow and get better. You know, work harder.
Yeah, for sure. And I also want to talk to you about like just social media success and you standing out, because you have a pretty good social media presence. You have a decent amount of followers on there. So how did you manage to grow your following? Was it simply posting the content, or did you like, because I know a lot of people get followers from like their personality, like just talking to people.
Right.
But did yours come from just posting your dance moves and people kind of just followed you from there?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. My followers grew on TikTok faster than it did Instagram. I can say that. And, you know, I used to do those little TikTok trends. So I used to always go viral doing that. But I also posted my real dancing. So I feel like the TikTok dancing really pushed my page out there. And then I used that to push my real dancing. And then they started to move to my Instagram.
Migrating over there.
Yeah, and then when I used to be on LYE Academy, Lottie EX team, I can say, she always posted us and tagged us and things. You know, she have a lot of followers, so that helped me a little bit too.
Are you ever afraid to post on social media? Because I don't know, I'm pretty shy. Like, I don't really like to post content, even though I know that I should, because it's like, how is anybody going to know you or what you do if you don't just post it on there? So are there ever any moments where you're like, oh, I don't want to post this, but I know I have to?
Oh, this is embarrassing, but I could say when I was on tour, I had an incident that happened.
Really?
My wig came off on stage in front of thousands of people I had a new hairstylist that did my hair, and she knew I danced over everything. She does hair really good. I give that to her, but she forgot to sew my wig down at the back. Wow. And I didn't know that during the time. So I got on stage going hard like I always do. Then it came off, and I was embarrassed. And I was like, I should post this because I know a girl. She was dancing. I seen her on social media. She was dancing, and her wig came off, and Beyonce booked her from her. From her, she kept going after it happened. And I did the same. Like, you don't never supposed to stop as a dancer. Like, if anything happened, you're supposed to keep going. So I was like, I should post this and be like, you know, it was a lesson, you know. And you should always be careful and check back on things.
Oh my God.
So I feel like that was something I really didn't want to post about, but I was like, everybody seen it anyway, so make something good out of it.
Yeah. Did it blow up? Did it get a lot of views?
Oh yes, it blew up. It blew up.
Oh my God, I'm surprised I haven't seen it. What show was it? Do you remember?
It was Atlanta. It was my last show in Atlanta. It was the CMG tour, and Yo Gotti, Black Youngster, everybody seen it. Glorilla was on stage, like everybody seen it, so it was kind of embarrassing. But I can say Boogie made me feel so much better about it. Like, when I got to the back of the stage, he was like, "You good? You killed it. Like, you kept going. Like, you should have seen his face. He was like, he was rapping like, okay. Like, but he made me feel better about it because, you know, some artists, they don't play like that. Like, if that would have happened with anybody else, I feel like they would have been mad or anything. Be like, he messed up my show. But no, he was very, like, cool about it. And he was like, you good, you know?
That's so sweet. And I also want to ask, one of your very first posts on Instagram is you on TRL. And you were juking, and then DC Young Fly like ran in and like hugged you or whatever. How did that experience come about?
How did I get that job?
Yeah.
I was like 14 years old. I could say that I was on LYE Academy during that time, and Lolly, you know, she has a lot of connections. So I was in Atlanta before I flew to New York. I was in Atlanta, and she made up a fake battle. So I'm thinking, I'm nervous. She was like, you finna battle me and this other guy. She was like, you're finna battle. So we get out there battling, and they stopped the battle and was like, you're going to MTV TRL with Ayo and Teo to go to New York and perform on national TV. And I'm like, what?
Cut the cameras.
Yeah, so we get there, and then I know we didn't really have to pay for anything. We was in first class. That was my first time getting on the plane. So my mom, my grandma, everybody was nervous. And that was my very first live show. Yeah, that's cool. That was really fun.
Were you nervous?
Yeah, I was nervous because I knew the dude that I was with, that I went with, I had to battle him. And he's a great dancer.
Yeah.
But I won that day.
Yeah. He said, but I won.
He was a great dancer, so I was nervous. I was like, I gotta go against him.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
What was it like when DC like hugged you or whatever after
Oh my God.
end?
It was so funny. Like, we had rehearsal before that. Cause you know, it was live, so you couldn't really mess up.
Yeah.
And girl, I was telling this man my name the whole time. I was like, my name is Takira. My name is Takira. He like, Takira, I got you. We get on stage. He like, Takira. I'm like, I just told you that my name was Takira a million times. And he was just hyping me up. I felt his energy. Like, it was real fun being around him. Like, he's a really goofy person in person.
Yeah, I feel like with him being so goofy, I wonder if he called you that on purpose just to get your reaction. Just to get your reaction
I have to go back and watch that, see how many times he said it wrong.
That is
if he
so
said it wrong
funny.
More than once, he did that on purpose.
That is so funny. And you also mentioned the TikTok dances, which I wanted to talk to you about. How do you feel about, well, what's your favorite, if you have?
My favorite TikTok dance?
Yeah.
Like now?
Yeah.
I don't really be doing those no more. But they got this little dance. How does it? I can't even think of how it goes. Right now. It's like some kind of African dance when they be like. I like that dance. I like
doing those on
so
there.
Fun.
I feel like even though I don't know what the whole TikTok ban is going on right now, I feel like it really created a space for people like you to kind of show everybody their talent and to try to like expand. Did you ever make a TikTok dance? Like create one?
Yes, I have. It went viral before. Yeah, I created one. It was like, I ain't gonna say a long time ago, but it was a little time ago, probably a year ago. I created one, and people was doing it.
That's cool. You just viral. I love
Yeah.
it. And speaking of viral and social media, transitioning into all of that, just want to talk about what See the Good is about, my purpose. So
Okay.
I've been very passionate about journalism for a while now. I guess I'll say like junior, senior year in high school. And just realizing that the way Black people are perceived in media, I just really don't like it. I understand that news is news and people have to know about certain things, but I think certain stuff should just be off limits. So the purpose of See the Good is just to post positive content, highlight positive individuals, Black individuals doing good things. So that's why you're here. But I wanted to know, how do you feel about the current state of like media and how Black people are perceived on like these different blogs and stuff like that?
I have no comment about it. I really don't know. I really don't be paying attention to stuff like that. Honestly, I just be getting my content out there and getting off social media.
I wish it was that easy for me, because I feel like if I wasn't in this industry, I probably wouldn't know too much about it either. But being that like it is my job, it's just so difficult to like kind of ignore it. So I've just been trying to like show Black representation in a better way, and I think that starts with showing people like you who dance, and that's something that they're passionate about. I also talk to like businessmen in the city, actors, singers, stuff like that, because I also feel like a lot of people think that not a lot of good comes out of Memphis, and I know that has to do with like crime and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying my best to just kind of forge like a new image, or when people think about Black people, they don't think about all of the negativity.
Yeah, I understand, but that's really good. I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So getting towards the end of our interview, what advice would you give to aspiring dancers who want to be in your position? Even though you're so young, like you are so young.
I know.
So what advice could you give to people even younger than you or even older than you to get into the position that you're in now?
I can say, if you have a dream of being a dancer, push yourself, practice on your own, lab at home, take classes, and learn different things. I feel like you can grow like that, and just believe in yourself.
Yeah, the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And lastly, what is the ultimate goal for Takira, and what are you gonna do to get there?
My goal right now is to, like you said, do I have anything other than hip hop? My goal is to grow in different styles. Cause some artists, they would like you to dance in heels. I'm not a heels dancer.
Yeah.
I can do it, but I'm not the best. So I feel like I need to take more heel classes and different classes to grow in that. And I really want to be on tour more with different artists. I feel like I need to be more in like people classes, because like choreographers, they have classes, and then when they remember you, they be like, oh, I remember her from this class, I need to book her. So I feel like I need to travel more and go to different classes so I can be seen more, so I can get booked more.
Okay.
So that's my goal.
That makes sense. It's also like networking too.
Right.
I suck at it. I don't think I'm good at it. It's so hard for me to like talk to people, because I feel like when you're networking with people, people know that you just want something from them in a sense. So you just have to be very genuine about it. But you're definitely headed towards the right path, and you're doing a great job.
Thank you so much.
So tell everybody where they can follow you on social media.
You guys can follow me on Instagram at Takira_Norman. Should I spell that for them?
Sure.
It's TKIRA_NORMAN. My TikTok is TK_SUMLIKE TK_. And I also have Facebook, but I ain't gonna get out there because it's kind of personal. Facebook is like that.
Yes.
You be posting
Facebook
everything.
Is the hood. Like, people be, my coworkers be saying, you gotta be real cool with me to get a Facebook. You can follow me on anything else. Facebook is where I draw the line.
Everything,
Can't do that.
And I also have YouTube too. It's Takira Norman. I'm trying to get into that vlogging, that lifestyle type of thing. I also post, dance videos, but I really want to post more about me on there. So I'm getting more into that too.
You definitely should. I think like vlogs with you going on tour and performing, or even going to like dance classes or something like that would definitely pop off, because you've already kind of grown the following from your other social media platforms. So that's good. Thank you so much for coming. This was great. My last 2 interviews were with men. No shade. Love the interviews, but it was just good to have some feminine energy, kind of do like a little girl talk. So this was great. And thank you guys so much for watching. Continue to follow me on all social media platforms at See the Good TV, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.